Hello, everybody. Have you got a car, an older one like I do? I have a secondary vehicle, anyways, that has a radio that doesn't have Bluetooth, doesn't have a spot for me to plug in a USB drive that might have music on it, or a um, SD card or micro SD card or anything like that. It has a CD player, which is almost useless these days, and it does have an auxiliary in, which worked great back when people carried MP3 players or had phones that had a headphone jack on them, none of which you find anymore. Unless you got a really old phone, most phones do not have a headphone jack, so I can't even plug that into my car and just play my music from there. So what do you do in that case? Well, you get yourself a FM transmitter that lets you connect your phone or whatever, plug in thumb drives and everything to the device, and the device transmit to one of your radio stations, which I decided to give a try. I wasn't crazy about the idea because the FM radio signal isn't as perfect, especially on those high frequencies, as plugging in directly like an auxiliary connector. But I found one that can do both, and I ordered it. I'll show you a picture here. This is the Octeso, I think is how, Octeso, you figure it out. Bluetooth transmitter that has a 1.8 inch color screen. If you want to use the FM transmitter, it's supposed to auto frequency scan to find the best radio channel for your area, for you to tune your radio in to pick up the signal from this device. So if you travel from one spot to another, you can retune that to get the best signal, best sound. It plugs into your cigarette lighter, or auxiliary charging port, I guess is what they're called these days. It has a couple of USB ports on there to charge with. One of them being a Quick Charge 3.0 version outlet. This has an equalizer built in. It lets you connect your phone or whatever you want to by Bluetooth. You can put in a thumb drive with music loaded up on that, which is how I tend to do things a lot, or a micro SD card, which is this part. This is just an adapter as well. Same difference. And it has an auxiliary out so that I can plug it into the auxiliary in on my car and go straight. No FM transmitter needed. And this thing was only, at the time I got it, like 15 or 16 bucks. Had to try it. And here it is. It's in a big white box. And it just says wireless FM transmitter. It doesn't say the name anywhere on here of the company, although right here on the end it does say V5 Bluetooth, blah, 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 kind of like the description that you see on Amazon. So let's open it up and see what is in the box. And then we'll try it out and see if it's any good. Okay, in the box I've got this. I do have an auxiliary cord that I was wondering if I would get one of these. I am super excited that I did. So that is awesome. And I get two rather large, thick manuals on operation, the wireless frequently asked questions, and an operation guide that is in multiple languages. That's why it's so thick. Here, take this out, is the device itself. You plug it into your cigarette lighter. It has your two USB ports on it, and then this flexible part here that you can adjust however you need to, that has your LCD display, which is actually a pretty nice size display. It has the auxiliary out over here, USB port over here, and I can see the micro SD card up there. So theoretically, all I have to do is plug this into my car, I can go ahead and pop this in. Let's just go ahead and pop that in right now. Okay, I have my micro SD card inserted, which I like those because they don't stick out the side. They're really small. I do have Bluetooth drives that only stick out about 1/4 of an inch, so those don't take up a lot of room either. But theoretically, I should be able to plug this in and like press a button to tell it which device I want to use, connect this to my auxiliary in, and I'm done. So, is it that easy? Let's find out. All right, guys, here we are out at the car. Apologize if the lighting is not the greatest. I'll see if I can open the garage door to get a little bit of backlighting in here to help out. I had to plug this in and learn a few things before I could come out here and show you guys. There's some things that irritated me about it, but now that I figured it out, are okay. So not too bad. Let me show you what we got. It's actually not a bad unit. So here we are all plugged in. I'm going to start the car up real quick because the battery in this car is not the greatest. It's an older car, and you can see I'm only hitting at 11.8 volts right now. It's still plenty good, but better safe than sorry. And you see just idling at 13.7, 13.6 volts there, so that's a lot better. So, if you noticed, it's playing automatically. And I have it plugged in with an aux cable. Let me hit the button there that's going to pause it. This is your volume. This handles volume. The cable that comes with this is about 18 inches long and did not work with my car because I've got to go from there all the way back up under this thing to there. And 1.5 feet was not long enough because this is about a 2-foot distance. Thankfully, I had this cable in the house. I'm not even sure what it came from. It is a standard stereo cable with the 3 connector, the 3 little spots on it to connect, center, left, and right. And it worked with this, so good. I didn't have to buy anything extra. So if your aux isn't like right up here on your dash, the cable that comes with it probably won't work. I've got it Bluetooth to my phone. Right now I have the aux plugged in, and if you plug this in to here and then plug the aux in port in, it'll automatically recognize that you're trying to output to the aux, so it'll cut off your radio automatically. It does show that it's plugged in right there as well. Nice little device. If you press about 2 seconds and let go, it'll flip between modes. There's aux in mode, and that's gets back to my card playback. Forward, backwards. Oops, I hit the wrong button. If I press and hold, then I get a menu and I can choose the folder that I want to play from. If you don't do anything quickly, it goes away. I can choose my play mode, or I can choose the EQ mode. And if I choose the play mode, that is the order. I can repeat a folder, I can repeat a song, I can do random play, or I can just have it repeat everything. It does have also equalizer mode, so I can change between classical or normal classical, pop augmented, rock augmented, and jazz augmented. I'm just going to leave it in normal for right now. And when you put this in or USB in, it recognizes it automatically. Sound output through here is fantastic, of course, because you've got direct audio in. Learned something about the SD card that you can plug in on the side. The one on the side, I don't think it charges. You've got 2 charge things down there though, or the SD card. They have to be formatted as FAT32 and cannot be larger than 32 gigs. I had a 32 gig USB card, and this card here formatted as NTFS. It recognizes it that it's inserted and then stops. It does not recognize it. It has to be formatted FAT32, old school stuff, which is fine as long as you're aware of that. 32 gigs can hold a ton of music. I have like 300 songs on here. It's only like 1.5 gigs. So I ordered a couple of 16 gig SD cards. I think it's $8. So no big deal. I'm just borrowing the one that's the 32 gig that's in here right now. If I change this back over to my FM, notice that is also outputting through FM. It's still broadcasting through FM even though you have this plugged in. And the sound is pretty doggone good. You're not going to notice the difference. I'm recording with a phone here, but the broadcast signal that this thing has is really, really good quality. I'm very impressed with that. I love the fact that it's on a stalk and I can move this around however I want to. So I can twist it like that, and then I can do this, you know, kind of, sort of, if I want to get this out of the way of my heated seat buttons there, and still give me, you know, a nice display there to be able to see and still get to this stuff. Although this is kind of sort of in the way. I may look for one of these that's like a right angle or something. That's the one thing that does kind of bother me. Otherwise, this thing is a badass little device. Basically, it's nice. I like it. Would recommend it. Let me switch back to my auxiliary. Aux in. And you can hear, I just threw some stuff on here that probably wouldn't get the demonetization. Oh, where's my... Nice, nice. So, the thing that I like most about this is I'm not one of those people that like to use my phone for all my stuff. I'll use SD cards and thumb drives and make playlists of stuff, sometimes 300 or 400 songs long, that I like to listen to, and I'll bring those with me, like a stack of CDs basically. And I would prefer to do that, and I'll update when I choose to update them. I don't want to use my phone. Although the one thing I do like about this is when I can connect my phone through Bluetooth, the audio from the phone comes across the speakers here. So if I'm on a trip and I use my GPS, I've got the speakers in the car helping me out. So I really, really like that. Now, in that case, I'll probably just use my phone as a thumb drive and just throw the stuff on a folder in there, because I can tell it to choose. Well, no, I don't think that'll work. I was going to say I can tell it to choose a folder, but if you're streaming Bluetooth, I don't think you can. But yeah, we'll figure that out. So far so good. Really like this thing. For $16, great device. Can't beat it. So go get one now. See you guys later.